The president of Israel is visiting Washington, D.C. this week. He will meet with President Joe Biden as well as give a historic address to a joint session of the U.S. Congress. Today, the Israeli government is set to approve a plan that will save archaeological sites inside Judea and Samaria. And stay tuned for an outrageous video of American journalists claiming they were almost shot by the IDF in the West Bank. You don't want to miss that. I'm Josiah, and this is the Israel Guys. That was a video taken right after a shooting attack that happened yesterday morning at the Tekoa Junction in Judea. I wanted to let you guys know about that. A terrorist opened fire at a father and two of his daughters. The terrorist was driving by in a passing vehicle. The father, who is in his mid-30s, they labeled him in serious condition. He suffered several wounds to the chest, and his two daughters are both lightly injured by shrapnel. They were all taken to the hospital. You can please pray for their swift recovery. The name of the father is Elroy Kapach, the last name, and his two daughters are Abigail and Rachel. Please pray for their speedily recovery. Thank God, after an extensive manhunt, the terrorist has been apprehended. Welcome to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Welcome back to the show, guys. It's great to be on here again this week, giving you the latest updates from the land of Israel. First, before we get into today's news, we ask that you subscribe if you enjoy our videos, enjoy watching and keeping up with what is happening. Also, hit that like button. Really helps us get out there in the YouTube algorithm to more people across the web. Also, you can check out our social media pages. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We just started a brand new WhatsApp group, a breaking news WhatsApp group, sending out news on there as well. Link will be in the description for all those to follow and join us on those platforms as well. All right, guys, what's happening in Israel today and connected with Israel, not just inside the land of Israel. First off, the Israeli president, Isaac Herzog, is coming to Israel, coming to visit Washington, D.C. From Israel to Washington, D.C., and is scheduled to meet with President Biden tomorrow. The White House released a statement about the visit of Israel's president. They said, quote, "The two leaders will discuss opportunities to deepen Israel's regional integration and to create a more peaceful and prosperous Middle East." Isaac Herzog is also scheduled to meet with Vice President Kamala Harris, as well as address a joint session of Congress later in the week. And by the way, this is actually a historic, visit of the president to the Congress, because this is only the second time in history that the president of Israel has addressed a joint session of both houses of the U.S. Congress. A president, the first time was actually 35 years ago, and the person who gave the address was the current president, Isaac Herzog. His father, Chaim Herzog, who was the sixth president of Israel at the time, 35 years ago, addressed the joint session of the U.S. Congress. So, historic visit. He's going to address the Congress there. And Herzog's visit actually comes amid growing tensions between the Biden administration and Netanyahu's government. Since Netanyahu was elected as prime minister in November of 2022, the American administration has yet to invite Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House to meet with President Biden or any of the American leaders. Back in March of this year, when Joe Biden was asked by a reporter if he was going to invite Bibi to Washington, D.C., he made his intentions very clear in no uncertain terms. Take a look.
Like many strong supporters of Israel, I'm very concerned. And I'm concerned that they get this straight. They cannot continue down this road. And I've sort of made that clear. Hopefully, the Prime Minister will act in a way that he can try to work out some genuine compromise, but that remains to be seen.
Are you inviting the Prime Minister Netanyahu to the White House, sir?
No, not in the near term.
As you can see, President Joe Biden doesn't even hesitate. It's just a flat-out no. I will not be inviting the Prime Minister of Israel to the White House. Sadly, I think this accurately reflects the current attitude of the U.S. administration toward what they would refer to as Israel's far-right extremist government. Biden's comment in a recent interview with CNN on Netanyahu's government reflects his attitude as well. He said, quote, "This is one of the most extreme Israeli governments I've seen, and I go back to Golda Meir." Now, it's crazy that the U.S. continues to snub Netanyahu by not giving him an invitation, especially because Netanyahu has never really been considered a polarizing figure, especially in Israeli politics. He has actually been known for bringing people together and has headed several governments containing parties of very opposite views and ideas. It's only recently that people in the left in Israel are claiming that he is a very polarizing figure and trying to tear the country down and bring things apart. But hopefully this visit with Israel's president will actually strengthen Israel's ties with the U.S. president and administration. Isaac Herzog said ahead of his visit to the United States, he said, quote, "I am very much looking forward to representing the entire nation of Israel as president of the state of Israel before the elected representatives of the American people to mark the 75th anniversary of the state of Israel. The United States is Israel's closest and most important friend and partner. The relationship between our countries is unique in its strength, which has rightly made it an unassailable alliance. I thank the leadership of the United States Congress, led by Speaker of the House of Representatives Kevin McCarthy and his predecessor Nancy Pelosi, for the historic privilege to address a joint session of both houses of Congress, marking the 75th anniversary of the State of Israel." From the ashes of the Holocaust to the miraculous rebirth of Israel, we honor the memory of prisoners of Auschwitz-Birkenau. Join Shiloh Israel for a powerful and interactive virtual tour connecting people worldwide this Wednesday. On July 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Shiloh Israel invites you to embark on this profound journey with Rabbi David Abramovich, founder and director of the World That Was Poland Tours. Experience the chilling reality as you visit the site where Nazi doctors made life or death decisions in the infamous selection process. Stand witness to the haunting ruins of the crematoria and witness the living conditions endured by the prisoners. Together, you will hear stories of Jewish children robbed of their most fundamental necessities and join in a prayer for never again. This is an opportunity to understand, remember, and honor the memory of those who perished. Rabbi David Abramovich, himself the grandchild of Holocaust survivors, has dedicated his life to educating others about this dark history chapter. Now he will guide you through this interactive virtual tour, helping you better understand the Holocaust impact on the world. Sign up today to secure your place on this inspiring free tour. Visit the link in the description below to join Shiloh Israel to honor the past, learn from history, and strive for a brighter future. Check out the link in the description below. All right, guys, so something that is happening in Israel today, actually, is that the government of Israel is voting to protect archaeological sites inside of Judea and Samaria. Israel's government today is slated to approve a plan that would fund, develop, and protect archaeological sites inside of Judea and Samaria, and specifically in Area C. There are more than 3,000 antiquity sites in Judea and Samaria, and they say around 80% of them are inside of Area C, which, according to the Oslo Accords, Area C is under military and civilian, under Israeli military and civilian control. Previously, there have not been many archaeological sites here in Judea and Samaria that have been protected by the Israeli government, and therefore many of the sites have been subject to robbery and vandalism. Also, there's a deliberate attempt by those who hate the state of Israel to purposely destroy these sites and erase any Jewish connection they can find. I've personally seen many examples of this happening, going in, trying to erase any evidence of connection to Jewish history, and many times just building their houses right on top of ancient structures. Fortunately, the evidence is so abundant that they many times would have to work for a very long time, let's just say, to destroy all the archaeological connection of the Jewish people to the land of Israel. They're probably not going to succeed, especially now that the Israeli government is going to put forth funding to protect and guard these archaeological sites inside of Judea and Samaria. Also, according to the Prime Minister's office, already 1,000 sites have been damaged. All right, guys. I want to take a look at this video with you right here, and I want to show you this video came out this last week. And I want to show you the lies, the extent of the lies, and just a lot of times the stupidity of things people believe. Unfortunately, many people around the world believe what these guys said and this crazy video. So this was put out just this last week. A group of American reporters, journalists here in Judea and Samaria claiming that they were almost killed, almost shot by the IDF. Let's take a look and watch right here.
This is the moment after we were almost shot by Israeli soldiers.
Hold on, just stop right there for a second, because these guys look extremely scared, first of all. So this kind of just puts you in the mind. You should automatically, you see a video like this, say, we were almost shot by Israeli soldiers, and they're laughing about being martyred. The very laughing, kind of a joking atmosphere probably gives you a hint that this is not exactly real, if there's any truth to this at all. So we'll keep watching.
Out of nowhere, a soldier stepped into the road in front of us. We slammed on the brakes and threw our hands up in the air. The other soldiers quickly pointed their guns at us, but by some miracle, they didn't shoot and just waved us past. We report on so many stories of Palestinians getting killed while driving. One wrong turn, a driver error, or being distracted by a sandwich can get you killed. We got lucky today, but there are so many others.
That's
whose
crazy.
story
Okay,
have
so
a very different.
said that they stopped, slammed on the brakes. The IDF soldiers pointing their guns at them. Some miracle, the IDF soldiers did not pull that trigger and shoot them all dead. Wow, what a miracle. No, guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. I have been here for a number of years. I've been here inside of Judea and Samaria. I've been around, encountered IDF, encountered a lot of Palestinians, talked to Jews. I know how the IDF operates. I know the moral standard there. I know their mode of operation is not mowing down people in their vehicles that they have no idea who they are. So let me tell you what most likely was the scenario, why the IDF would have probably jumped out in the road in front of them. And I've actually had this happen to me before. I did not fear for my life because I know the IDF is so specific on who they arrest, on who they are, if they indeed need to go in and take somebody out. They're very specific on who that is, and they only do that to terrorists or people that they know are very closely connected and helping abetting terrorism itself. A lot of times the IDF will receive intelligence. So soldiers that are posted in certain areas along the road, they'll receive intelligence that there is a wanted suspect traveling down the road. They're going to pass the place where the IDF are located, where they're stationed, and they'll radio that ahead, and then the IDF, they'll a lot of times radio which car they're in, what type of car they're in, so that the IDF can stop them, hopefully arrest them. Hopefully the terrorists won't fire back, and then there's a gunfight would indeed ensue. But the IDF are sitting there waiting for that vehicle, and a lot of times they'll spot it coming up the road, but they'll have to stop several cars ahead of them in order for them to get to that car and arrest the suspect in the vehicle. So either the vehicle was behind these American journalists, and the IDF saw that, and so they jumped out on the road and stopped these guys, or maybe their vehicle looked the same, was the same color, the same size as the vehicle that suspect they were looking for was traveling down, and so they stopped them, then realized, okay, these are not the people we're looking for, and waved them through. No, they were not about to pull the trigger and kill these journalists that were about to come through. Absolutely ridiculous. The worst part about it is that they make this claim on the video that so many stories would end differently. So many stories of innocent Palestinians driving down the road end differently. And we got lucky today because we didn't almost get killed. Also, them saying that Palestinians driving down the road, driver distraction, maybe eating a sandwich, getting distracted by a sandwich could get you killed. And obviously they're referring to what they would say the IDF would shoot them because they're distracted or something. But in the real world, getting distracted by a sandwich could get you killed on the road, and that's because of traffic accidents. You can run off the road. Unfortunately, there are a lot of accidents in the Palestinian areas because the Palestinian drivers, for anybody who's been to Israel, you know, are a little bit crazy. They drive quite wildly around here. So yes, you could get killed on the road for getting distracted by a sandwich in the vehicle, but not, as they're saying, from the IDF. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Make sure to tune in to what is actually happening here in the land of Israel. The truth Don't listen to the lies in the media. You see videos like this where they are making some crazy claim like this about the IDF, about Israel's military. Just do a little bit of research, stop and think about it, stop and think about the circumstances, and you'll be much more informed, and you can make a much better decision on whether this indeed was truth or not. Guys, subscribe and get the conversation going down in the comments below. And as always, tune out the fake news and tune into what is actually happening here in the land of Israel. We'll be back every day, Monday through Friday, with your direct connection to the land and people of Israel.